Okay.
We in this.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Tyler. Again.
Hey, hello, world.
Hello.
Welcome to Viewer Regression Advised.
The podcast where two idiots who don't know anything talk about everything.
Today, we're going to be talking about plants.
And specifically, plants.
We nail it on the head.
Oh,
We're pretty dialed in this episode.
Yeah. And also specifically, mushrooms that are plants. We'll get into it.
We'll fix that in post.
We'll fix it in the edit. You know.
Like that flawless edit of last episode. That was last episode, right?
Oh, yeah.
Bet nobody caught that one.
No. The end or the beginning.
No, yeah. It was smooth as hell.
Oh,
I listened to it back. It makes sense for about 1 second when I say, let's get into the episode, and you say, I don't want to. And then it immediately makes no sense because the next thing you say is, I bathe in dirt.
Oh, that's good. No, well, that's completely organic statement for me. Honestly, that conversation between us might as well have just been unedited.
Right.
Because we've had conversations like that. It's like, I don't want to eat right now. Did you know I bathe in dirt? You know what I mean?
It's come around to
yeah.
something like that. Oh, so wait, you were telling me you had a real busy weekend. What the hell, man?
Yeah, my friend's 21st. Shout out Ashley.
Oh, it was his 21st birthday.
Yeah, that's why I'm tired. Not because I drank, but because everybody else drank a lot, and I stayed up late. I did drink a little bit, though.
A little bit.
Of course, just a little bit.
Yeah, you drink responsibly.
You got to get into the festivities a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
It's part of the experience. But, yeah, Ashley, if you're listening to this, happy birthday. If you're not listening to this, everybody berate Ashley. If you know her. You know her. You know that girl named Ashley that you all know?
I'm sure most people know an Ashley they can get after.
Yeah. Really, be mean if you can.
Just, like, hard-cutting stuff. Don't hold back.
Yeah, no, if the Ashley you know isn't crying,
tears.
I will find out, and I will make you cry.
But anyway, happy birthday, Ashley, if you are listening.
Yeah.
I'm sure she is. So
I'm pretty tired coming into this this week.
Well, you've had 2 days to recover from the weekend. It is Tuesday.
Yes.
We do these on Sundays. But it's 2 days after the first one has been released.
Yeah.
If we're dating how
Very
far
cool.
we're backlogging these.
Yes, we are. They're backlogged. That's super exciting. What do you think?
I think that I have been artificially inflating our YouTube views, not on purpose, because I was going back and like trying to check a bunch of stuff, and so every time I'd log back on, it'd be like more views, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And so I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out like how do analytics work, all this other very exciting stuff, I'm sure, but I go to check like how long people watch it, and it's like an average of 7 minutes because there's like 23 of me just going on for 30 seconds and like trying to check something.
Yeah. Well, one of those is also me too, because I watched like I think maybe half an hour of it and went cool, and then I'll finish it later, and then I never did. So
you know what else I never did?
What's that?
Watch Jojo Rabbit or The Wave.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't do any of that.
No,
either.
Of course not.
No, I'm not big on like doing things nowadays. You know?
No.
To quote John Mulaney, it is 100% easier to not do something than it is to do something. So that's how I live my life.
It's quite literal. Makes sense.
Yeah. I just don't watch movies unless it's like with you guys or somebody else.
Well, I'll tell you what I did do.
What did you do?
Freaking ran a marathon, brother.
Oh yeah, that was this weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome. Everything went according to plan, and so it's weird in the land of COVID. The race was canceled. Kind of. And so they put on this like virtual version of it where they did all of the same they had like a virtual version of the convention that happens the day before, and all this fun stuff. I got an awesome box. Should have had that ready if I wanted to talk about it, but it was just packed full of like all the goodies that you usually get.
Yeah.
Sick pair of socks. These really nice
you get
fitting.
Socks?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, I
didn't get socks when I ran the. Granted, it was the relay, but
well, no. So this year it was socks.
Oh.
Yeah, so usually it'll be like a t-shirt for the relay people, something better for the
and they're generally way too small, so
yeah, order a size up if you ever do that.
Yeah.
But I got a sick pair of glasses. They're like I never know the word for it, but they like change the polarized.
Yes.
And it makes every hour where the sun is up look like that Instagram golden hour where it's like sunset all the time.
Yeah.
And then if it's dusk, it goes black and white like a horror movie. And I was scared to shit because I was riding my bike. I was riding my bike on Wednesday trying to like just map I was just going to run out on one path, 13.1 miles, and then run back.
Yeah.
And so I mapped it on my bike to make sure there wasn't any construction or weird stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure I knew where my turnaround point was.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way back, I live in a valley. And so when the sun went down, it went down. And
it got dark.
It got dark real fucking quick. And so and so it's dark, and I'm still wearing these glasses, and it turned into like the horror movie black and white kind of like feel. It was so surreal. It was terrifying. It was cool. And then I took the glasses off and I went, oh God, it's real dark. Turned on my phone flashlight and then called Yasmina and said, hey, pick me up 2 miles early, please. Thank you. And then I had her wait in a dark park for about 10, 15 minutes in a locked car, but for me to get there off of the trail.
Wow.
It was an adventure. But the marathon went perfectly well. I got my goal time, and just looking forward to the next one now. Gonna run it faster.
Wow. How fast did you run it?
That was 3:57, I believe. 3:57 and some change.
Huh.
The goal was 4 hours, which was like 50 minutes off of my first one. This is only my second marathon, but gonna keep cutting at it.
Wow, you're cool, man. You're cool for doing that. Yeah, keep bragging. Anyway, no, seriously, that is really cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of things I do are cool.
Yeah. Well, name one other thing.
So today's episode is about
plants.
Plants. Well, so it was suggested that we speak about mushrooms. So let's get this out of the way
Let's open up with everything we know about mushrooms.
Quick.
Yeah.
This is for kids. Show's not for kids.
No, don't show your kids.
No.
Unless your kid's like super cool, in which case it's fine.
As long as they're wearing super cool sunglasses.
Yeah, that makes everything look black and white and scary.
Yeah. Then they can listen to it.
Yeah.
But it was suggested we do mushrooms.
Yeah.
And the very first thing you said was, well, why not all plants?
Right. I did say that. I believe that was in the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mushrooms aren't plants, right?
They're not
fungus.
They are fungi. That's their own.
I knew that.
Like kingdom.
And I know that. That is all.
Okay, well, I was ready to sit here and like call you stupid and all that. You stole like 30 minutes of material,
I'm
man.
not gonna let you get the chance. I mean, it's dumb. First of all, it's dumb that they're not plants, because like, what else are they gonna be? But like, because they grow on the ground and they're basically just weird-looking plants.
They basically, okay, I can follow that.
But like, because like, what is a fungus if not like a weird plant, right?
Bro, I can't explain it any better than that.
Like, because
like I know it's not.
It's like a colony of things, right? Is that what it is?
Well,
like
a hodgepodge. It just kind of is.
It's like if you take a bunch of ants and just smush them together, it would make a mushroom.
It completes that cycle of life. It turns dead stuff into dirt, dude. That's weird.
Mushrooms don't make sense.
And then sometimes they take over ants and like take their brain over, and then
Yeah,
they
it's, like,
make them
weirdly
go
parasitic.
do like a suicide bomber thing. They go in, they like explode. Ants figured that shit out.
Figured what out?
Like, oh dude, like this is
The mushrooms are weird?
No, well they figured out that like zombie ant mushrooms. Like they figured out how to tell an ant that's like a zombie-ish.
Oh, that's easy. It's just there's a big mushroom growing out of his head.
Well, no, but before it spores.
Oh.
They like take him out. They like kick him out. Like give him they're like, no,
Dang.
you got the zombie dude. This is a straight rip from Joe Rogan, but I'm not trying to do the whole bit. Like, but I was listening to it, and somehow ants figured it out.
That's
and they're
weird.
Like, no, Bill's got the zombie.
Before we keep going, who is Joe Rogan?
I've never heard of him.
What is that? What are you saying,
Bro, Jogan?
Robe? Are you trying to say
I don't
robes?
I don't listen
like,
to that guy.
I don't know what even you're talking about.
If you know the YouTube video that is a quote from, 2 bonus points. If you're keeping track, you got 2 points right there.
Yes, keep track of those. We will progressively hand out points over the course of the podcast.
They mean nothing, but you'll have them.
But, I mean, you could brag about it.
You
could tweet about it.
That's 2
and then
points.
People who haven't heard of this podcast could hear about it because you were bragging that you have 15,000 points. If you do end up with 15,000 points...
You're up to 2 right now, so
yeah,
you're doing
good base. Good base. Yeah, so mushrooms are dumb and weird, and I think they're evil somehow.
But they're not plants.
Did you know... This is actually true. This is one of the few times you're going to hear something that's actually true on this podcast.
Oh, all right.
The largest organism in the world is a plant. Is a mushroom, sorry.
After all that, you're dumbass. I knew I'd get you. Mushrooms aren't plants, idiot.
I knew that. No,
you didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but there's like a by mass they estimate this like huge colony of mycelium, and it's all one organism.
What is a mycelium?
Well, it's a type of mushroom, and it's like the one that's like it's literally everywhere in the soil, and it communicates with like it helps trees talk to each other. It's some weird stuff, dude.
That is weird. That mushrooms are
mycelium.
You know what's weird?
It's more connected than the internet, man. Just like
it's literally a giant brain.
But it's one organism.
That is so. It's so weird.
Oh no, wait!
Because
actually, no. The biggest organism might be a plant. It might be there's a forest of trees.
Yes, no, I know
and
about that.
They're all connected by roots.
That's the second biggest.
That's the second. The mushroom's bigger.
The mushroom is bigger.
Whoa.
It takes up like it's like something dumb like it's like 20 square miles. Just this one mushroom. It's bananas. Don't quote me on that, but like,
no, that's true.
Yeah, well, it's true, but like, it might be less. But like, it's this incredibly large area that is just this one organism. Mushrooms are the weirdest things in the world. Mushrooms are up there with like, they're like a one notch above possums when like how weird they are.
What? Wait, one? What? How weird are possums in your brain?
Possums are weird. They're absolutely wild.
They're rodents. What's so weird? What's so weird about possums?
Well, one, they sleep upside down, which is weird. They hang by their tail. That's dumb. They pretend to be dead. They have like
bats do that.
Weird
bats do the hang upside down.
But they're it's different. I don't know why.
They're both mammals.
They also like. Shoot, they can like see infrared and like there's all right. We're not advocates of looking information up. But look up weird stuff about possums because I can't remember all of it, but I know it's weird. They're some of the weirdest animals in the world.
I have never laid eyes on a possum and went, that thing's weird. You know what I have done is I looked a possum in the eye that was on my front porch when I was trying to go home once. It was in the corner, right next to the front door, and I said, that's okay. I don't need to go home. I turned around. It's a mama possum at the front of I went, I don't know if it has a baby with it. That possum will rip my throat out. I'm not going to try it.
Yeah. They're little devils is what they are. They're...
Sure. I didn't go...
They're evil.
And
and they just walk around with rabies. Hours. They just walk around with rabies.
That gets me.
They're just walking around having rabies. You know what I mean?
How do you do that? Why would you want to do that?
You're the spawn of Satan. That's why. That's how you do it. You're given magic powers by Lucifer himself, and then you're told to roam the earth, terrorizing its citizens.
You think you really think that?
Well, kind of. And then I think God's response to that was mushrooms.
He won up to Lucifer.
Yeah, he said,
I'm gonna make something in Will's words exactly one notch weirder than you. Bet.
Yeah.
And then he made the largest organism on Earth.
Yeah, and then God said, I'm gonna make this thing, and it's gonna make everything dead. It's gonna recycle it, and nobody really knows why. And it's gonna have.
Somebody knows why.
I don't know that people know why.
You think they just make good guesses?
I think they make good guesses. I think it's the same. It's like I don't know, faster than light travel or like global warming. It's something that nobody knows exists, but just guesses. That was a joke. I do think global warming is real because I believe
okay. I thought you were still talking about the mushrooms.
No. I was waiting for a laugh and then nobody laughed.
It's just me and you, and I was still thinking about mushrooms.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that everybody knew.
Well, I took it as fact.
Well, everything I say is fact.
That's there you go.
That's gonna be an old bit someday. Probably next week.
If it's not worn out now,
yeah,
we'll drive it into the ground.
Oh, we'll really get it in there. And you know what? Another weird thing about mushrooms. Sometimes you can eat a mushroom and it kills you. And sometimes you can eat a mushroom and it's delicious. And other times you can eat a mushroom and it makes you see the fourth dimension. Like, what's that about? You know?
I'm my brain is short circuiting on there's psilocybin. Oh my goodness. What's the There's some there's another mushroom
DMT?
that is not a mushroom. Is it a mushroom? Dude, I don't know. DMT is not a mushroom.
Yeah, DMT is something else.
It's in some bush.
Yeah. Joe Rogan grows it in his backyard, probably.
Bro, Joe.
Not that I don't know who that is.
No,
I'm trying to say Nicolas Cage.
No, that is wild. And the way we figured it out was people just tried it.
That's the reason.
That's how shamans do it. Dude, that's how
that's why people think they're magic, because they eat plants and everybody goes, wow, he's just eating stuff and he hasn't died yet.
Well, because they figure it out over time. That's literally what people do, like pharmacy companies do in the Amazon. They rely on these shamans. They're like, all right, what plants do what? Because they freaking.
Stop cursing.
Come on.
This is a child-friendly podcast.
We just talked about it. Cool
Gosh.
kids only.
Cool kids. Only like a 2-year-old with sunglasses. And a snapback.
But they're like, all right, what do these do? Because they know. Because people figure that stuff out. They got tens of thousands of plants. They just freaking know it. They don't know how to read.
It's so weird because the intricacies of preparing and eating things that should be poisonous is all over the world. You're talking about an Amazonian tribe. I'm pretty sure there's a tribe in the Amazon area-ish that there's this root that is deadly poisonous.
Okay.
But there's this 4 or 5 day process of washing it, drying it out, soaking it in this weird thing that they found that somehow neutralizes it, and then letting it sit for 3 days, and it somehow neutralizes the poison and makes it also delicious. It just makes it edible, and you can eat it, and it's fine.
Why do you figure that out?
How do you get that? Because like I said,
why do you think? Okay, this is poisonous, but let me dry it out over a week
and put it in this weird solution that doesn't. How did they come up with this? They don't have chemistry, you know.
What are they doing?
How did they figure out that the chemicals in this?
The plants told them, man. The plants tell you.
I guess. How many people died?
Plants are vicious too, dude. The invasive species plants.
Oh.
It's
bad.
It's bananas. How cattails are just everywhere.
Yeah.
You take like a little bit. They travel across the ocean on like a boat, and then all of a sudden there's
everywhere.
poppies over an entire like 2,000 square miles.
You know another one? One of the most invasive species in the world is the tumbleweed.
Dude,
they're from Russia.
Frick tumbleweed.
Dude, seriously? F those things.
F them. F them where
those are so flippin' bad.
Don't. They have thorns everywhere.
And you know what else? They spread wildfires.
They move. They're literally fireballs.
They're incredibly combustible. Thank you. And then they just roll around in the grass. Like,
that's awful.
It's really bad.
And the entire time they're moving, they're just dropping seeds.
Yep, flaming seeds sometimes.
God bless America.
Okay, since we're officially onto plants, I think there's this plant. We'll come back to mushrooms probably. There's this plant that my friend told me about. It's called hagweed, I think it is.
Okay.
So it's basically
Skyrim sounding like.
It sounds like it, right? And the effect is also exactly like something you would find in Skyrim, because if you touch it, it's got oil on it that if you like touch it and then go in direct sunlight, it burns you, like gives you 3rd-degree burns. And there's like, if it burns you, the scars can last anywhere from a week to 5 years. Like if you get burned enough, if the oil gets in your eyes, or if like
anything in your eyes,
if it gets in your eyes, you go blind. That's just
you're done.
Yeah, and if you get enough, like if you walk through it enough, you'll die.
Why do they don't care, man? No punches pulled.
And you know what else?
Plants are little mother truckers, frickers,
mother truckers, fire truckers. And the worst part is this plant is an invasive species. Came over from like Eastern Europe or something, and is currently
all the worst things come out of Eastern Europe,
right? It's like growing across the country right now. It's in New York. They recently found out.
Wait! This is like news story, like now type of stuff.
Yeah, like it's in New York.
Goodness gracious.
It's in New York. Grows up to 9 feet tall and looks exactly like this other plant that I can't remember. This other plant is everywhere in Ohio. And
great!
It looks exactly like it, but the other plant's completely harmless.
That's good. Good news.
Yeah. It's like it's become like, I think, an emergency, like a huge threat. People go out with flamethrowers and just burn whole sections because
seems like that's a bad idea.
What are you gonna do? Let it grow?
Well, I've certainly not let it grow, but I don't think anything that has an oil on it that could give you 3rd-degree burns, you want to shoot fire at it. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a more
there's probably a more efficient
approach to this. Man.
It's possible, but
probably not more efficient.
No.
You're burning it to the ground. That's pretty efficient.
Yeah,
it's there.
You light it on fire, it's gone.
It seems pretty efficient to me.
Yeah. And come on, you're a scientist. You work in a lab all day.
I don't think.
Tell me you're not taking every opportunity you can to use a flamethrower.
If you've got a flamethrower and you've got something that you can justify using it, you're gonna use it.
Yeah, it's like that guy who got arrested who flamethrowing his driveway. Guy in Wisconsin, his driveway froze over, and he was just used a flamethrower on it and got rid of all the ice.
Why would he be arrested for that?
His neighbor called the cops.
Wait.
He was using a World War II flamethrower.
His neighbor's gonna be real upset when hagweed starts growing up his side of the house.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Well, you could have had a flamethrower. Now guess what?
Yep. Now you get 3rd-degree burns and scars for 6 years.
And he got an iced over driveway.
That fool. A wasted opportunity.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
No, hold on.
Oh.
Plants with oils. Let me talk about this.
Okay.
You know me. I'm allergic to most everything that's green.
You're about as white as you can get, yeah.
That's nothing to do with being white.
Oh, okay.
Like allergies, man.
Yeah, it's all that inbreeding, that European inbreeding.
Oh my god. It's because I was a clean freak when I was a child, and I would wash my hands like 14, 15 times an hour.
Are you serious?
That's an exaggeration, but
wow.
I did, like, I often I was like big time hand washing, like ew, no. When I was a kid,
yeah.
I didn't get enough dirt, like
yeah,
thrown on my face. And so now I have all these pollen allergies and literally grass, dude.
You're allergic to grass?
I'm allergic to grass.
Ooh.
But I'll tell you what I'm not allergic to. Poison ivy.
Are you serious?
I have never had an outbreak of poison ivy, and here's the thing though. Okay, but I've traveled with been like out in the woods messing around as a kid with a bunch of people and multiple stories where we come back and I don't have any like rash at the end of the week and they're covered in poison ivy. I've been everywhere they were, whatever.
Huh.
However, I will never put that to the test. I know people that have the same claim as me. Yeah. And they go, yeah, no, I don't get poison ivy. And they've like rolled in it.
Oh, no.
No, then it gets like in your lungs and that's real bad. So, as much as I say that, I'll never try it.
Never test it. Nope.
No.
Ever. Because poison ivy is horrible.
But I've never had it.
That's wild. That's weird.
And I'm allergic to literally everything else.
Huh. Yeah, that's something you might not want to test.
No.
Because it's possible.
I could have gotten
a lucky son of a gun.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But
that seems more likely.
Yeah. Honestly, based on what you've told me, it's real bad, poison ivy, when you accidentally get it in a fire. Because then it's in the smoke. Like the oils get in the smoke. I know a friend of mine got it real bad, like when he was a kid, because they were just throwing stuff on a fire, and they threw a bunch of poison ivy on there on accident. He got it like in his lungs. Like it was kind of scary for a bit.
That shit hurted.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it did.
Okay. So this is gonna be incredibly forced, but it was gonna be forced from the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
I forgot to do this. I took notes on it. I gotta do this. All right.
Right.
Well, I'm setting up a joke here.
Okay,
right?
sure.
And it's about the marathon, so we have to pretend that we were talking about the marathon.
So you ran a marathon.
I ran a marathon.
You did it in a good time,
too.
I
did it in a good time. I did it in such a good time. This is where the joke comes.
Okay.
But I need you.
Yeah.
But the way it works is I need you to respond with, well, that's a weird way of saying that you got whatever place.
Okay. Right? Yeah.
So
okay. Sure.
So yeah, and in fact, I ran so well that I was the 18th finisher of the race.
Wow, that's a weird way to say you got 18th place.
Well, that's because I didn't. I was just the 18th person to submit my time. I'm currently like 20-something, and there's still like 1,200 other people that still need to submit it. But, but I was the 18th finisher.
Wow, look at that. High five.
Yeah, how about that?
Woo! All
right, that's the joke.
So plants.
That was my joke.
You wrote that down? You made a note of a joke.
Well, it reads 18th finisher joke.
Oh, that's I love that. I love that you thought of a joke and went,
"Oh,
this will be pretty good."
I wrote it down and then I didn't do
it. You missed it by like half an hour. You just totally biffed.
Yeah.
Wow.
That shows you the good the notes are.
Yeah.
Good for absolutely nothing.
Yeah. You know what? I've talked about everything I was on my mind today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten anything that you wanted to talk about.
Nope. Not that I remember. That's the key.
I haven't forgotten anything that I remember.
Exactly.
Words to live by, man.
That's my other motto. It's that and the other one about how 100% it's 100% easier to not do something.
Good things to live by.
Those are my mottos.
Listen, man. Okay, so to everybody that found this podcast and expected us to talk about plants, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
This is about what you're going to get. But there's let me know what you think about this, because like during this week, I spent some time trying to like find a podcast about plants and like figure something out.
Yeah, just like learn a little something.
But then it came to me that we can use this opportunity to show people that know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about weekly mentioning just like, hey, if you enjoyed us and you actually care about this topic,
yeah,
well, let me point you in the right direction. Because
that's a really good idea.
Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna recommend Plant Daddy Podcast.
Plant Daddy Podcast.
It's these two guys in like Washington, and they are exactly the plant stereotype that you're gonna imagine, like down to the T. Like plant owner, they call themselves Plant Daddies, brother. Like,
I thought that was like a funny name, and they're like just college botanists that like happen to be funny and like.
Oh no, they're funny. They're funny about it. They know it's a funny title.
Okay, yeah.
But no, they actually know what they're talking about. They're pretty entertaining, and it's about this same format. A couple idiots just sitting down talking about stuff they like to.
Yeah, except they're idiots who know things.
They stick to what they know.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in like horticulture or botany or whatever
mushroom studies are,
I'm sure they don't talk about mushrooms because those aren't plants.
Yeah, but I bet they'll talk about them at some point. There's no way they don't have... Because they're definitely plants! Like, what are you going to tell me that mushrooms aren't just included in plants and everything?
I don't think so.
Like,
I think they're as different as animals are to plants, man.
That cannot be true. I refuse to believe that.
I think the classification, I think it's 3 kingdoms, brother.
That is weird. What? You know what? Are you sure it's not like a phylum? Or a class? Or an order? Or a family? Or a genus? Or a species?
I'm positive.
Wow.
You know why?
That's a lot of...
Because I've never been wrong on this podcast.
You know, I think you might be right. I think you might be right about that. It's a good... Wow.
But yeah, Plant Daddy Podcast. Check them out.
You know, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. You know, we got to get into some other topics, too. Like... in the next couple weeks, because there are a couple podcasts and references that I want to just throw out there, and I'm like,
okay, I mean,
for like, when we do talk about it, because I'm thinking of it.
Okay, yeah, and we can cover whatever you want, and then you can be like, I wanted to
check
cover
out this podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to this guy.
We're actively driving you guys away from us. I hope you realize this. Because, we're doing you a favor.
Yeah, because our main goal is entertainment, not information.
So, if you want information, go elsewhere.
Yeah, don't come here.
Please don't ever cite. We have no sources.
No, that's a part of our charm, I'd say.
I have my phone notes. Most things are misspelled. My phone is usually missing, and it's always almost dead. Like that's the
I
best
can confirm.
Get.
I don't think we've recorded a podcast, and your phone has been above 10%.
You're likely right.
I'm looking at your phone percent right now. It is. Right around...
Oh, it's
15. 15%. Wow, look at that.
Moving up in the world.
Wow.
That's
maybe we're getting good at this podcast thing. Maybe this is a sign. 3 in and we're already experts. Your phone battery's up above 10%.
This is episode 5, man.
What?
This is episode 5.
That's not... That
and guess what? And guess what we still forgot to do?
What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa!
Hey, William.
Hey, we're not cutting this in. We'll do it at the end. We'll throw it. I mean, we won't. We definitely remember to do this.
No, we did the intro way at the start of the video.
Yeah. Even though it's not a video. You idiot! You absolute buffoon!
We're gonna keep on pulling the reins on making this.
This is not episode 5.
This is episode 5.
That's not true.
Okay. So, football.
Yeah, football.
Cooking. Okay, this is episode 5. We did. No, stop. We did 4 episodes before. And then we've done 2 more. So technically, it's a
7th, yeah.
It's the 7th time that we've sat down.
But this is official episode 3.
This is episode 3.
I can't believe you made me. I questioned everything I thought about time. I was like, maybe quarantine did hit me harder than I thought. Like, what?
No, I've never been able to count.
Yeah. This man is going to build bridges you're going to drive over, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't build bridges. I don't do that. Quit saying.
This man is going to...
The only bridge I'm going to build is for you to get over the fact that I never build them.
That's not even your joke. That's not even your civil engineering joke. We use that to make fun of you. You're kind.
You're kind. We're gonna talk about plants. This is the last thing I do.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, plants.
Back to plants.
Okay, yes. I think taking care of a plant, you need to do that before you ever think about having a pet.
Okay.
I've never kept another living thing alive, and
It's wild.
I don't know.
I guess I never have either. No, I had a plant as a kid.
I had a hermit crab. No, I had hermit crabs. We're not talking about plants.
No.
I had hermit crabs. I had one, and my older sister had one, and those guys lasted for years.
Really?
We had the same 2 hermit crabs for like over half a decade. It was like 6-7 years. I don't think they were supposed to live that long. We literally let them go in the backyard. We're like, you guys did it. All right, go figure it out.
You know, hermit crabs enjoy beaches and things, right?
They were in like a little. We were in Ohio, man. I'm not driving them back to the beach.
The very least thing you could have done is put them, I don't know, on Lake Erie.
It's still a couple-hour drive for. They were on their last legs. Let me tell you.
Yeah, maybe a pond or something. Get them in water at least.
They were. Well, I've never seen them again, so.
Because they got eaten.
Probably.
Or they starved to death.
Well, I sure hope they got eaten.
Oh, here's an interesting idea. Would you rather be eaten by an enormous bird that just eats you, boom, you're dead?
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be eaten. Or would you rather starve to death? I feel like that's a good
That's
question.
hard. No, because when you starve to death, you somehow didn't ever get sick or injured while starving to death, and that's awful. Because usually people get starved to death. Usually people who have the contributing factor of hunger to death, they catch a disease and their body can't fight it off. If you actually stay sterile and not injured and you starve to death, that's got to be
It's gonna be rough.
So definitely getting eaten for sure.
But you got to be eaten. You know what I mean? It's like a, it's not like a. Okay,
I'd rather go like tiger style, like they go for the neck, crack it, dead, and then I know I'm gonna get eaten. That's fine.
Is that what they do? Because I've seen videos of tigers attacking people, and they don't go for the neck. I mean, they go for the neck, but the people are definitely still alive. The internet's a wild place, man.
I was trying to make a point about raising plants.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please make your point.
I don't even think it's a great point. I just want to talk. At some point,
we got into plants. We're still talking about plants.
We were the entire time we've been talking about plants.
Yeah.
No. So before I ever have a child, like a human, I want to make sure that I can keep something alive. Uh-huh. And before I do that, before I try with a human, I think I'd want to try with an animal.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And before I try with something that can move and needs to be exercised and other such things,
sure.
I want to start with a plant. I feel like this is a good line of reason.
No, yeah,
first you got to be able to keep yourself alive.
Yeah, right.
I think I've done.
You're doing that pretty well.
Doing okay.
You're doing okay. You're a fit guy. You just ran a marathon. Heck yeah.
My
and you know what?
body is actually falling apart. It's real bad. I hurt a lot of stuff on that marathon.
Maybe don't run marathons anymore. Maybe just run 2 miles a day.
Half marathons are where it's at.
Yeah, even a half marathon. Because that's a lot of the first guy that ran a marathon died. If that's not an indicator that you shouldn't do something, I don't know what is.
Well, now we're back to plants because we were just talking about the poison root.
Yeah.
Earlier, the poison root, and the first person to ate that died, and then they went and made it delicious.
Yeah.
So I don't see how you can't apply that to marathons.
I want to disagree so badly, but I don't have an argument. Something about moderation. What about that? Go ahead and try to retort that.
So I've got a real crazy thing about the old Chinese government that I want to talk about. It's
what?
The Mao Dynasty.
What?
Well, I didn't want to retort it, so I just want.
All right.
No, this is one of my favorite.
Is it plant related?
It's actually plant related.
Okay.
So,
yes, please.
So back in.
Oh yeah, way back when. Yeah.
They're not anymore.
Yeah.
No, but
not communist.
under Mao, we just got canceled everywhere.
No, I don't believe in being canceled.
You just don't believe in it?
No, I don't believe in it. I don't think it's.
It's not real.
It's like Santa Claus or like meningitis. It just doesn't exist.
But back in the Mao Dynasty, this is a little cute little factor. So, they were having issues with like harvesting food.
Okay, sure.
A lot of people were starving because
there's a lot of people in China.
There's a lot of people in China, and they had pest issues that we didn't really have a lot of great technologies for at the time. And what you saw was there was a bunch of ravens in the field. And that's because there's a bunch of bugs that the ravens are eating.
Right.
Mao, in his infinite wisdom, said the ravens are eating the food. And so we need to, as a country, scare away all ravens from our crops.
Well, this guy's...
So that they stop eating our food and we can have food.
You know what? Then, before you finish this, what a thinker. What a modern day Einstein that guy was. You know what I mean? Yeah, I bet, I'm willing to bet, there's no way this plan is going to go wrong. Because I bet 100% that he solved that issue that way.
We'll get ready for it.
Yeah,
so here's what happened.
Hit me with it.
Exactly what you expected. So everybody in the country took out their pots and pans and spoons and stuff.
Yeah.
Anytime they saw ravens in their crop fields, and would run through the fields clanging stuff together to scare away the ravens.
Right.
He fought a war on the ravens. It was, and they won. They beat the ravens. The ravens stopped coming to their crop fields, and you know what? The bugs multiplied like crazy, and it made it 10 times worse.
Wow. What a doof.
And I'm pretty sure he still blamed it on the people at the end. He was
makes
he
sense.
didn't try hard enough.
You didn't scare the bugs away.
And then he like started taking their pots and pans, and they're like, yeah, we need to use these and melt them down for stuff, and they like made weapons out of.
Yeah. Sounds like a stand-up guy. Real good guy. That guy. I feel like, is that not the only Mao story you have? Because I feel like there's another one I heard where there was a equally dire issue, and he went, I've got an idea, and then came up with this completely asinine idea that, like, just backfired completely.
There's tons of them. That's the only one I have, that's the only one that I have committed to any kind of memory.
You know what you should have done? You should have taken notes on it.
Well, I don't have to take notes because I'm about to blow your mind.
Okay.
I'm going to cite my source.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The Infernal Library. It is a book by the author that I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
So, I don't know when it was published or the author. I just know the book title.
Okay.
But the Infernal Library, it has basically commentary on all of the modern world's dictators' writings. And, so everything that they wrote, it was just a review of a bunch of them. It's a very interesting book, and Mao had his own little chapter.
That's neat.
And I learned that a little bit. And he did a lot of other real bad stuff.
I mean,
that part was about plants,
including killing millions of people. But
what do you know about plants, Will?
What do I know about plants?
What do you know about plants?
Where do I even start?
There's just so many things that.
I know, do you know what roses are? Have you ever heard of roses?
I've heard of Guns N' Roses. Is that similar?
Oh, actually, fun fact: Guns N' Roses, the band, actually named themselves after guns like weapons and roses the flower. In case you didn't know that. So,
what are you saying?
I'm getting to it.
Do you not know anything about plants?
Let me get to it.
Name one.
We'll get there when we get there.
Talk about corn. You're from Ohio. You can do soybeans.
So I don't actually know what soybeans are made for. What are soybeans? I know they're beans.
People make milk out of it.
Yeah, soy milk, I guess.
I think.
How do you do that? Do you think you just, like, grind them up and just, like, run it through water?
I really hope it's actually made from soybeans. You know what else?
Yeah.
Don't they make tofu out of soybeans?
I don't know. Maybe.
Probably.
That's probably something they would do. They being people who eat tofu.
I love tofu.
Really?
You know what? No.
Wow, that didn't just walk that right back.
I've had specifically a couple of really good experiences eating tofu.
Okay.
Like where I went, wow, this tastes real good. And then I've had a lot more that outweigh it severely where it's just real bad.
I see. I've never had tofu.
And I'm pretty sure it's from soybeans.
Interesting.
It's out of soy.
What do you know? That's soy-related products, I imagine.
I'm pretty... Dude, Ohio has so much freaking agriculture.
I think... Isn't Ohio, like, one of the biggest...
It's like a third of the country's agriculture.
That's why... See, you'd think it'd be like Indiana. Indiana probably does a lot, too.
Probably put it in, like, Idaho. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they do the potatoes thing.
Yeah, literally people think Idaho potatoes.
Yeah.
Ohio, you probably think...
There's corn. There's corn and beans. That's it, right?
Yeah, it's mostly just corn and beans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of corn and beans.
So much corn. I remember...
a lot of it is to feed freaking livestock.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me. It's how much we put into agriculture to then put into livestock. It's this weird, like, compounding.
And you know why? You could feed more people with the plants, but the reason is because people like meat more. People will pay more for meat.
I do.
So, like, you're throwing tons and tons, like, probably literal tons of food at, like, one cow.
It's so freaking, like, actually. Why aren't you a vegetarian?
Because I love meat, and
there
it's delicious. But, like, I say that, and I'm trying. I will say this. This might be news to you. It might be news to everybody. But I'm trying to get more vegetables in my diet and eat less.
I need more vegetables.
Crappy.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
I think time?
Probably.
In a prior episode. I need more vegetables.
Yeah. And same. Today, for the first time in years, probably a decade, I ate, like, carrots. Like, just carrots.
Dude, it's not the first time in a decade for me, but, like, I ate, like, a whole bag of baby carrots the other day.
They're so gross.
What? It's the perfect... It's such... They have, like, a quick little... I can't make the snap. You make a, like, snap to it. Oh, my goodness. They're so tasty. And if you get a little bit of ranch on there sometimes...
I don't like ranch.
It's just fat. It's literally just fat.
Yeah, what?
It's just... It's butter.
Is it?
I don't know if it's butter.
I don't know what ranch is.
It's just fat. I know that, but I don't... It's like cream. It's essentially... I don't know.
Gross.
It's seasoned butter.
That's why I don't like condiments, because most of them, I don't know what they are. What is mustard?
We've went over this.
What is...
There's no answer to the mustard one. They get it out of seeds, man. Seeds!
Yeah, and it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. And you know what else?
Makes about as much sense as almond milk. What else?
Yeah.
No, tell me what else.
Mayonnaise.
I know what else mayonnaise.
What is mayonnaise?
What do you mean, what is mayonnaise? It's like egg and...
Eggs?
Yeah, there's a lot of eggs in mayonnaise.
Ugh. I don't know why, but that makes it worse.
It's fat, eggs. I don't really know what else, man. Mayonnaise is
gross.
actually so gross, but it's good on a burger.
I disagree. I can't do any condiments. I think hot sauce I can do.
Wait, all right, do you taste cilantro as a refreshing green as a top to a sandwich, or does it taste like soap to you?
What is cilantro?
It best I can do for you. It's a little leafy green thing.
They put on like garnish almost.
So a lot of people, it looks good for garnish. I go to this, you know what? Evelyn's, downtown Akron.
Ooh.
Great little coffee shop and sub shop.
Okay.
It's Vietnamese and Korean. It's the family. It's like a weird mix. Excellent coffee.
They make subs there?
They make subs. It's kind of both equally. I wouldn't say it's one or the other first.
Yeah.
But I heavily prefer their coffee because it's actually like the best coffee in Akron.
Oh, okay, cool.
But they put parsley on their subs. That's all I wanted to get to.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten it. Ever. In my life.
You've never had parsley?
I don't think so.
No, parsley.
Cilantro. Come on.
You've never had cilantro?
No. Nope.
What? Wait, why? Wait.
I don't know. I just, why would I? Like, what would it be
I don't
on?
know.
Maybe I have eaten it, but I just didn't know. Like,
it's in a lot of like salsas sometimes.
Okay, maybe it's been in salsa then. I didn't know it.
Because I would have figured you a super taster.
Well, actually, my condition. Why are you laughing at me?
Your condition.
It's a very serious issue. I have to limit what I eat. I don't like this. You making light of my.
You're special, and you have special needs.
I have special needs.
I need my hot dog plain. Don't tell me you have plain hot dogs.
Yeah. What am I gonna put on it?
Condiments.
Sauerkraut.
Mustard. Sauerkraut.
Disgusting.
Is
Disgusting.
What is
ketchup?
Sauerkraut?
It's gross.
Wait, stop. Sauerkraut is disgusting?
Yeah. Well, let me stop. I'm gonna backtrack.
We just lost half of our viewers.
I'm gonna backtrack for a second. Sauerkraut is not disgusting. I've never had sauerkraut. So it just looks and smells disgusting.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. Thank you.
And you know what else? It makes your breath smell real bad.
I imagine it does.
As a super taster, you would hate it.
Great. I'm glad we established this.
It's more. I care more about it culturally than I care about it like actually tasting good.
Because it's like a Midwest thing, kind of thing.
It's,
or like a.
I think. Well, it's kind of like Eastern Europe. We're Slovak, and so krauts are very, very
krauts.
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 Like sauerkraut, and then other kraut.
I thought I don't know why. I thought you were
just cabbage and
I thought
onions.
you were just slamming Germans. I was like, you can't say that.
Yeah, I'm not calling Germans krauts.
But like, my mind went to World War II, and I was like, oh.
No, I meant just dishes that are cabbage, onion, and sauce just thrown together.
Oh, I didn't know that's what sauerkraut was.
Yeah, it's like Worcestershire sauce or something. I don't know. I've never made it.
Horseradish? What is horseradish sauce?
Probably from plants.
I think it comes from the horse plant.
There's radish in the name, and you chose the horse plant.
I didn't even notice. Yeah, so they come from radishes.
Horses. All right, so if you take nothing else away from today, because we've effectively spoken about nearly nothing.
Plants. And mushrooms that are plants.
If you take nothing else away from today, know these two things: mushrooms and horses are plants.
Woo! We are a wealth of information that people didn't know they needed to know.
Well,
yeah.
Let's get plants. Let's get like some mums for the fall.
I want to get a plant. I know. I have like a bunch of friends that whenever we get together, they're always like, it's like 3 other girls and like 1 other guy, and they just every time it's D&D. We play D&D. So every time we play D&D, one of the girls goes, "So I was propagating this plant the other day." I'm like, "What does that even mean?" So apparently it's like when you take a leaf, you like cut a leaf off of something and like plant it, and it like grows. That's a thing. You could just go to like a park and find a plant you like and like cut a piece off and then just grow your own. Did you know you could do that? I thought you had to like get like a root or like a seed.
Yeah, no, I would follow with. I thought you would have needed specifically a seed, but like if you depend, I follow that if it's a certain type of plant that I don't know, it reproduces from its leaves, or I don't know how that shit works.
That's weird.
You should have asked him about that.
I will ask him, especially now that we might get plants. Should we get plants for the studio? Studio plants.
No.
No?
This is a small room, and we like, albeit, this is not the only place that we record. Do we want to move the plants?
Maybe.
The studio is literally a cardboard sheet.
With sound tiles on it and your computer. Well, technically your laptop.
Yeah.
Wow. It's telling. And a beer. I feel like a beer is usually present.
It's an empty beer.
That's because we're winners.
Woo. No, I need to get some plants because I have like little hanging things out on my patio.
Yeah, you got an adult apartment. Like it needs plants, I think, in here. Get like a fern.
You're absolutely right. I think I will keep them out on the patio, and it'll only be plants that I can trust to like just leave outside. Or, dude, no, we've had those fly problems.
Yeah.
Get a Venus flytrap.
Get a couple of them, I bet. Or do you only need one?
Yeah, but like, they supposedly last like years.
Yeah, that would be cool too, because then you could poke it and like probably kill it at some point if you poke it too much. But don't poke it. But that would be really cool,
right? I think I'll get a Venus flytrap. Maybe
throw it in the kitchen. It actually might look really good in the kitchen too,
right? Yeah.
Like you'd have to make sure it gets enough sunlight and like have maybe a lamp, like a UV lamp or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's
maybe you know what I'll do?
What's that?
I'll tune into Plant Daddy podcast.
Ooh, what a good idea!
Listen to an episode on carnivorous plants. Figure out how they take care of them.
Yeah.
And start and have my own little Venus flytrap.
Your little machi buddy.
Little guy.
little guy.
No.
Little nom nom. Oh man. Well, all right. I feel like we've talked about plants. We've covered every single aspect of plants.
I've exhausted everything, all the knowledge that we have on plants, like modern science.
I think I might have touched on everything that we didn't know about plants. So I think that covers everything. I think we did it. Look at that. Wow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know nothing, and now so do you.
There it is.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
This has been Viewer Regression Advised. William.
Da podcast.
Da Bears. If you know that reference, it's a half point.
You know what? Let's be generous. That's 10 points.
10 points.
It's a lot of people know it. We'll start them off slow, you know what I mean?
12 points right now.
Yeah, assume you got the other one.
Yeah, assuming.
Yeah, assume you're cool. Assume you're a 2-year-old with shades and a snapback.
Hey, well, where can people find you online?
You can check me out on Instagram. It's WillWilcox_5. Hey, Tyler, where can people find you?
If you find any of my social media profiles, there will be two things. Me shilling this podcast or me trying to communicate with people about when and where to wrestle. So don't follow me there. But you can follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/thehoneyplays.
Oh, snap.
And I should be live right now, actually.
Really?
If you, well, literally right now I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
But if you listen to this at release on these Sunday nights, I should be streaming. Sundays are going to be my video game kind of nights. I'm working through Soma right now.
Okay.
Which is a horror game, and I hate it.
Oh, even better. Do you play it in here in the dark?
I have my face on, and so it's not in the dark.
Okay.
But we'll see. It's scary, man.
I might tune in. I didn't know you streamed that.
Yeah,
Sunday nights.
Yeah, Sunday nights, and then I'll be on Tuesdays, Thursdays as well. Probably working on some music.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but follow the Twitter for us, the podcast, at VRA Pod. If you want to suggest anything we should cover in future episodes, make fun of the way Will smells because it's not that great. Anything else that you want to do. And we also have an Instagram at Viewer Regression Advised.
That it is. Yeah, at Viewer Regression Advised. No caps, no spaces. YouTube? You want to plug that? We got a
We're on
YouTube channel.
YouTube. Search us, Viewer Regression Advised.
Yeah, it'll come up.
We're on anywhere you want to listen to podcasts. So if you're listening on Podbean right now and you hate it, you're first off, you're wrong. It's a great app.
Yeah, it's good.
Good app.
Sure.
Good app. But we're going to be on
Stitcher. You're on Stitcher.
We're on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
I might even throw us on SoundCloud.
Ooh. What about Spotify? We think we're going on there?
We're probably going to be on Spotify here soon.
On Spotify.
If we're not already on Spotify by episode... This is episode 3.
This is episode 3, Tyler.
I told somebody... people are already tuning out.
Yeah. Stay for the outro.
Listen, Matosh.
You get bonus content.
Matosh. Sorry it took this long. Also, I'm sorry I told you to listen to episode 5. So I was talking to one of my coworkers. This is his shout out. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Matosh.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Cool.
No, I told him listen to episode 5, and he said I will only listen to episode 5 for my shout out. And now I don't think he's going to hear a shout out.
We'll have to bring it back in episode 5.
No, absolutely not. He got his one. He had his one chance.
You know what? He had his chance. I lied to him, and that's on him. Just like it's on all of you for when we lie to you.
Yeah, you got to figure that out.
Yep. It's on you to fact check us. Because
right.
We're not gonna.
Absolutely not. I'm good.
I think I'm good.
We're deuces gooses.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Whoa, hold the press.
No, just kidding.
We got to go record the intro.
Oh, yeah.
We already did the intro.
If you didn't notice it. Oh.
No,
we definitely recorded it at the front.
Oh.
Or did we?
No, we definitely did it at the start.
Yeah, for sure.